Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm gonna have this whole entire video is gonna be dedicated to this screen right here, the crafting screen. So as you can see, there's a Myles Garrett, which is coming soon in 37 days, and this Christian McCaffrey, and there's just a bunch of stuff. But what I want to talk to y'all about is what my thoughts are, what I think about it, what the community is saying about it, and how I think we should go with this kind of thing. So first off, let's start off with Christian McCaffrey. As you can see, these are legendary players, so if we press start on him, let's see what it takes to craft them. So here on the player one, if I take off it's not even gonna matter where the player or behind is at. That is any player. I could put any player that I want in there, along with 50 credits, and along with a Matabuki, however you say it, or a Kittle, a 3 or 4 craft player, or 5 or 6. When it says player of the week, these are legendary players that you need for the other 2 spots that I still need. But as you can see, I have Matu. So when I scroll over to Matu and it says complete, oh man, I wish it would show you how I was able to get him. But what I needed for him was, maybe I could go on, I hope this is coming soon. I needed a legendary, which I didn't craft it. As you can see here, I can use 5 epic week 1 players to craft them, but I didn't use that. At the same time, you can also craft some epics with a bunch of rares, but I didn't do that. I played the event. Where is the event at? It's right here, player of the year week 1, and as you can see, I finished 182nd. I actually thought I could have finished top 100, but I didn't even finish there. But I got 2 packs, and from the 2 packs I pulled 2 epic own linemen. I believe no, I'm not gonna have the own lineman anymore because I sold one of them on the auction block whenever the players first came out, so I sold them for peak, and the other one I used in the crafting recipe. But it takes 1 rare player of the year, 1 epic player of the year, and then the legendary for Matabuki. And the rare one I bought for like 3.5 myth, and the legendary I bought for 140 myth. But I didn't actually use 140 myth because I already had myth saved up from previous events, and from the epic player that I had sold, the extra one I had. I really only ended up paying, I'm not sure what the conversion would be. It's probably like maybe around 70, but I only paid 35 actual US dollars to get this Matabuki card. So far in the Christian McCaffrey thing, I've spent $35, and I don't know if y'all knew about it now, but yes, I will be going for him, and I will show everything. I have a separate video 5-6 weeks from now showing every single thing, the cost, every single thing for this Christian McCaffrey. As you can see on the timer remaining, it says 128 days, and I believe that's because, let me go to the internet real quick and say how many days are in 12 weeks, because 12 weeks is supposedly, see, that says 84 days and this says 128 days, but supposedly, like as you can see for the McCaffrey, it takes week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Myles Garrett would be the same thing for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But we're not going to worry too much about the time remaining things, because Jonathan and Blue 42 has been saying that they're all off. But as you can see, the Myles Garrett, it says coming soon in 37 days, so yeah, give or take. But anyways, that's how you craft them. Now, my opinion about it, I personally love this crafting thing, and I'll talk later about other people why they don't love it and stuff. But right now, my own personal opinion, as while I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to have just a quick game in the background, just so I'm not talking for nothing. But personally, I think it's a great thing, just because if you see my team, like it says I have 3,000 power right now, which I actually have like 3,100, but I put some players, for the bonus, which I'm also not even rocking full bonus, but that's not what this video is even about for this. As I was saying, like, I have a good team. I have max players on this. I'm gonna turn this down. I have max players almost everywhere on my squad. I think the only, like, of course, my old lineman still needs to get maxed out. My offense needs to max out, but defensive wise, which is really what matters in this game, I am literally completely maxed out pretty much. I could get a few skill points here and there, and I could buy like some of the big cards. Like I could still use a Witherspoon as the legendary because my corners are not up there, but at the same time, like, that card pretty much goes for almost the same amount as if I was going for a full on mythical. But I'm sure there is a lot of players who are stuck in the same boat as I am, and I'm sure there's a lot of new players who are like, yeah, well, I'm never ever gonna get my hands on a mythical, which is exactly how I was for the longest of time, until this came out. And now, as it seems so far, just a weekend, it seems like it's gonna be pretty, not easy. I wouldn't say easy because I still spent $35, which I'm sure most of y'all are not willing to spend $35 on this game, or any amount of money, because you're free to play. But $35. And this isn't going to be a per week. As I told you, like, I'm going to have a video 5 weeks from now, whenever I'm actually able to craft McCaffrey, showing you all the stats, all the calculations. But just having the option to do it for not that expensive. I'm hopefully going to try to do it for less than $200 total. Cross your fingers. I hope I can pull like a legendary in the Player of the Year event, because there's 5-6 weeks, I have plenty of time to be able to pull something, hopefully. But I like it. I think it's gonna help my team a lot. I do hope, I wish that they had released the McCaffrey first, or not the McCaffrey. They did release him first. I wish they had released Myles Garrett, and that's literally just because by the time he comes around, there will be plenty of chances for Mythical to change up the recipe to make it more expensive or anything, And I'm scared that they're gonna do that because a lot of the top players are actually mad about this, which it also makes sense. And let me get to that in a second, but I feel like maybe they'll get into Mythical's head and Mythical will switch up the recipes and stuff, which I hope not, but just the risk that Myles Garrett is so far out and they really could do this, but hopefully they don't. And for McCaffrey, at least, I'm already a third of the way. Anyways, that's just my personal opinion. I do think it's good, because at the same time, I started playing this game thinking I would never have a chance at a mythical, and I know they're supposed to be the rarest card in the game and they're supposed to be hard to get, but at the same time, as a company, do you really want about 95% of the player base to have in their head that they will never be able to reach a certain rarity of players? Like, I get it, and I also don't get it. And as I'm going to tell you the other point of view, which I was looking into it as well on Blue 42 on the Discord, the top dogs were mad because they were saying, like, pretty much, I'm playing another game, they were pretty much saying that Mythical's going to lose value, and they're going to be super cheap. And I understand that, because obviously for all the other Mythicals, there had only been 100, and there was like 125 or 120 for I think it was like TJ Watt a few seasons ago, but that's besides the point. People they're afraid that their mythicals are going to lose value, but the only mythical that are going to have over, I don't even know, probably over 200 of these cards is going to be the Myles Garrett and the Christian McCaffrey. So I'm not sure how that would actually impact, like, their mythicals, like all the other ones that have been coming out, because all the defensive mythicals, like, they're needed. They are huge game changers. And like the Tyreek Hill mythical, there's absolutely no way he's going to drop in price just because the Christian McCaffrey came out, which was a little bit more affordable for the rest of the player base. I don't see that happening at all, considering how much of a game changer Tyreek Hill is. But that was I can't even say that was a full argument. I could probably have got one of them to text me about it so I could give you a better information of their point of view. But just from the way I read it and just my personal interpretation of what they were saying, it was just pretty much like, Mythical is going to lose value, and they should have asked them, the community, what they thought overall, and if all the negative feedback, they would have like not done this crafting thing. Which also, Jonathan in Blue 42 said that this is just like an experimental thing and it's not going to happen for another year. I'm not sure what that even means or how the timeline works, but he said it's not going to happen again, which sucks. But I think it's very cool that they're trying new things in the game. And like the top dogs would probably argue with me saying it's cool that they're trying new things, but it's not cool that they're trying new things at the expense of their money. And that's really where I think like the top dogs are actually like, well, I mean, they probably are, and I'm just didn't read into it like that. But I really think they're mad because the top players have a lot of money in the game. They probably have thousands of dollars in the game, considering that each mythical goes for thousands of dollars. But being scared that they're going to lose value, I think that's a little exaggerated, considering it's just going to be 2 cards. And I mean, Christian McCaffrey especially, there's already so many good running backs. Like, it's not going to do anything to the market. Like, is he going to be the best running back whenever he comes out? Obviously. But at the same time, it's like, you can't expect for a game not to have a power creep over time. Like, you can't have it expected them to be the same exact way, since when the game first came out, which I don't even know when it came out, probably a year ago, you cannot have expected for the cards to stay at the same overall level every single time, because that's just not how game works. And at the same time, you can use the same argument against me, be like, well, do you expect the cards to eventually reach like 300 power? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't even know if the game will last that long by the time that comes around, if that's even a relative issue. But you should have known. I mean, they should have known that the power creep was going to come up. And will he be the best running back? Yes, but that does not mean you won't be able to compete with any of the other running backs. Which that's like my argument, and why I was mad. Just me personally, why I was mad at everybody complaining about them being Mythicals here now, is that they're acting like all of a sudden they're just gonna, I don't know, just not be able to compete anymore. They're you are the top of the top. You are the top 1% in Mythical and Rivals. You will always compete for the cards. And just because a player like me, who has a good team but not good enough to compete against you, just because I added Christian McCaffrey does not mean I'm going to be able to compete against you anymore. And if I can, so what? What's so upsetting about that? Like, I think that's good for the community. I'm going to play another game since I'm still rambling. I'm still Mr. Yappity over here, but I think it gives opportunity for players like me to possibly one day be able to compete against the top dogs. Which I don't even think is really going to happen anyways, because to compete for mythical cards other than this two, and other than the Mario Davis one, you need to pay a lot of money, and you need to have all the Legos from the promos, which is, I don't see them going away from that standard of how they're going to do their events each month. I don't see them going away from that, but that's really that's the main issue, and I don't see it as an issue. I think it's good that they're allowing for more of the community to be able to have a better card like that, because at the same time, it's not like everybody's going to be rocking it, and at the same time, a lot of people will be impatient by then, and a lot of the cards that are dropping are really good cards. Like, they're going to drop a level 140 overall card each week, I believe, and maybe that's what they're also mad about. But come on, you had to have expected the power creep. It was getting stale. The game was getting pretty stale, as I probably sounded a little too negative in my previous video, talking about the Combine promo, the second part of it, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I should not have been so negative about it. I should have been more happy, but I was so upset about it because I feel like it got super stale, especially for a team like mine. But that's really my 2 cents about it, I feel like the game has to evolve, and in order for the game to evolve, you have to keep making the top players that certain percentage bigger. You just have to, or not, people are going to lose interest. And certain time, like by the time the next NFL season comes around, this game's gonna gain a lot of more popularity again, and it's gonna be something that a lot of y'all are gonna be laughing about. Like, that was also my other point, which it's not a big point, but it was pretty much saying, like, whenever the draft cards came out for last year, I wasn't around for then, so I don't know if people were complaining about it or not, but it still happened. And if anybody was complaining about it, I promise you they also still have those cards. I promise you they got the Jalen Carter, the Witherspoon. I think he's a draft card, I don't even know, but I promise you they have all those cards in their lineup. Like, they complain about it, but they still had them. So that's pretty much the same thing that this crafting thing is. Like, in the big picture, was the draft cards a good idea? No, because those power boosts are insane, and you have an epic Jalen Carter being a 180, being the best D tackle in the game, like that kind of deal, like, But I really wasn't around for then. That was way too early on, and I don't know if the community was mad, if there was retaliation or not. But every top dog has Jalen Carter, so even with that being said, like, it's not like they're gonna just not get the card. Like, you're gonna need him for your team. So that's just the way I would see it. Like, they're gonna make mistakes, and personally, I think those draft cards were a mistake. And this crafting thing, maybe in a few months from now, I'm gonna be like, that's a mistake as well. But I'm not there yet. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, my team kind of sucks compared to the big boys, but a legendary would not hurt, and I'm excited. I really am, and I hope the big dogs change their opinion about it over time. They're like, maybe it is a good thing, because this is just my prediction. Maybe they're dropping something better than Mythical, because I also, Mythical, if you're listening to my video, please add this in the game. Like, watch this. If I go to the elite squad right here, let me see. If I wanted to see just this squad, you know, you should allow me to see Junk Email squad. You should allow me to see the players he's rocking, just so I can show you that right now in this game, like, I'm pretty sure about every single position on defense is a mythical if you've been able to win every single one. Once the Mario Davis comes out, I believe that every single position on defense will have a mythical now. Offense is pretty close. I think they need a couple of O linemen. They have a tight end, maybe another wide receiver. Yeah, because they only have 2 right now. No, they have 3 now with DK. I think every single position is now filled. I think it literally just need a kicker now. But every single position is filled with a mythical, so maybe that was my prediction. Maybe they're gonna come out with another rarity, which would be actually insane, but that's just my opinion on the crafting thing. I'm for it. Overall for it. I like it. I'm glad Mythical is doing it, and I'm gonna benefit a lot from it, so I can't even complain. But let me just show you my team real quick. Here's my bread and butter, what I'm super proud of, my defense. I also got a Jalen Carter now. Look at him. Level 15. He's beautiful. I got him for pretty cheap. And I also got, oh my god, I got this Butler for incredibly cheap. Because I don't even know why, but just take a look at my defense while I do my closing credits. So I just wanted to say that's just my opinion about the player of the year. Y'all go down in the comments and disagree with me. If you're a top dog watching my video, give me, like, you know, I'm open-minded. I'll read the comments and I'll be like, that's a very good point. Like, I promise you, I want to see the other side as well. I don't see it that clearly because, you know, there hasn't been really that good of explanations in any of on the Discord. So if anybody's seeing this that has a different opinion than mine, please let me know. I would love to be able to see what you're thinking. But that's gonna be it for this video. It's just a tiny little thing, just highlighting the player of the year. As I told you, in a couple of weeks from now, I'm gonna drop a video where I hopefully claim Christian McCaffrey. Hopefully that video is insane and hopefully it makes me blow up, but I'll drop that way later. Next video is probably gonna be it's gonna be the Mario Davis Chase event. I'm probably not gonna win them. I'm still gonna try, and then I'll sell them in. We're just gonna have a fun couple of weeks. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching my YouTube video. Again, y'all please like and subscribe, share this with y'all's friends, and y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Please, because I am so conflicted and I really want to see what everybody's opinion is. But let me just get on with that. And everybody, have an amazing week. Have an amazing month. I hope y'all get the Christian McCaffrey in a couple of weeks and the Myles Garrett as well. And I hope y'all get lucky and pull the epics that you need in order to craft this player. But with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. I hope y'all enjoyed my video. Anyways, yeah, have a good one.